How's it going? In this video, we're going to be talking about configuring superuser access. And in this case, we're going to be talking about regular users, and we're also going to understand a little bit about root, and also be looking at some files that we reference when we want to execute a command with higher privileges. Okay. So as always, I'm going to be referencing the web page that I made here, and yeah, we'll just get right into it. So first things first. So in this case, for training and the labs and stuff, we mostly do everything in root, but in the real world, usually this is kind of not best practice, and usually you won't be root like when configuring or executing any kind of commands. And then so in this case, that's why we're going to learn about how we configure the superuser access, because that's going to be how we actually will see something in the real world. So the first command that we're going to look at is going to be the sudo command. Okay, so let's see, sudo. Oops. All right, so sudo execute a command as another user, and then so usually when we're referencing sudo, we're going to be referencing elevated privileges with the root account. Okay, so what we can do here is clear that, and then we can look at, first let's look at an example, right? So if we switch back to learner here, what we can do is we can try to cat this important file called the EX200. Okay, you can see permission denied, right? But if we look at the group that that learner is part of, you can see this wheel group here. That allows us to, we can just do this, Control A, sudo, and like that. Okay, and then we just put in the password, 1, 2, 3, and then as you can see, we're allowed to cat it now. Okay, so what we're gonna do is actually look at this this file a little closer. So let's do that. So the first thing we can do is actually run this command, which is called vi sudo, right? But as you can see, permission not granted. And then so we can again do sudo. Okay. And then so one of the first things we want to go back, let's go back to the top here. So sudoers allow particular users to run various commands as the root user without needing the root password. Okay. And this file must be edited with the vi sudo. So there's a lot of information there, and let's start with the parts that are going to be the parts where we're mostly going to be editing. So it's going to be here. You see this? Allow the root to run any commands anywhere. Okay. So let's take this apart. So this is referencing a user account, and here, right, I have it here on my web page here. So this first all applies on all hosts. So this is referencing what account, right? So here we can put localhost, or we can put server 1 or something like that. And the second one is going to be root user can execute commands as any user. So this is all. So you can see all here in a lot of other places as well. Okay. And here you can see this all here. It's going to be referencing like this. Okay. And again, they are helping us here a little bit. So it says which machine, and then it references the commands. Okay. And then like the last all here is the root user can execute any command. So this is referencing commands here. We're still here in the sudoers file here. One thing I also want to point out is this here, this wheel group here. So this one comes in by default, right? So remember when we did the installation, it asked us to create admin user, and this is the account that they originally got signed up for. So this percentage sign here indicates that this is a group. Okay, and they have the same configuration as root here. Okay, so now let us do some changes. For example, let's go here. We can quit now, right? So let's switch to my account here. Okay, so perfect. Now, so this account right now is not part of the wheel group. Okay. And if I wanted to, let's say, for example, cat that file, right? If I wanted to cat the EX200 like this, that's how it is, right? Yep. Permission denied. I tried to sudo. right? Put my password, right? Not in the sudoers, it tells us. And it also gets reported to a log file. Now, if I wanted to add Jose, all I would have to, I have two options at the moment. So I can switch, right? Let's switch to root, right? Let us vi sudo, right? And with root, you don't have to do sudo or anything like that. So we can do, for example, we can add myself here, right? Oops. We can do Jose. And one thing that we can do is actually, we can make this a little easier. We just go here, here, here. And then we can go Jose like that. Right, quit. And then we can switch back with Control D, right? And then now we can try to do the same thing as earlier. So we can cat it, right? Not allowed. And then now we can try with sudo, okay? Boom, and now we're able to do it, okay? And then so let us now try to just limit the commands that we can apply elevated privileges to. So that's something that we can try now. So we can switch back to root. So I can even do it with my account, but I rather just do it with root. And then here we go. So we can do vi sudo, okay? And then if we wanted to, we can take this out. So I wanted to show how we find out the path to, or the full path for a command, right? So let's say, for example, we wanted to stop we only wanted to let Jose be able to do the vi sudo command. So, right, so if we do the vi sudo command, right, we can just run it. For example, we can just run it normal, right? Like this, right? But if we wanted to see the full path, we can do which like this. And then we can do vi sudo like this. And it'll show us the complete path. That way we can put it into the file. Okay. So let's go back. And then we're gonna change here. So we can do this. And then we can go A, and then we can put the full path here. So we can do usr sbin, and then we can put vi sudo. Okay. And then we'll right quit. We can clear this out. We can switch to Jose. And then, well, so let's do this. So now that we can go back to our example, right, where we want to try to do that. We can't. And then we can do sudo and not allowed. Exactly. So now, but if we do sudo, if we do vi sudo like this, denied. And then we can do sudo like that. So that does let us do it. Okay. And then let's see. So then the next thing that we can try to do is do something where we can allow the command to be run, but then we can limit some of the things that with that command, right? By putting in some discrete or more explicit pauses on the executable command. So for example, so in my example on the web page, I have that we can run the user delete command, but then we don't want to be able to delete a certain user. In this case, we have Mr. Reed there. Okay, so so let's do that. So for example, let us quit here for now, and then we're Jose. And then so what we want to do here is we want to show you that we can't use the user delete. So first things first, let us cat the etc password. Okay, and then we can see users here. We can see Reed, Learner, Jose, Jasmine, and then we can clear that out. And then so we're gonna try to delete the user Jasmine. Okay, and see here. So we're gonna try that. We can't do it. Okay, and then let's do sudo. Can't do it either. Okay, now we can go. Let's switch back to root. So we can do su minus like that, right? And then we can vi sudo, and then let us go here, for example, and then we can type it in as user delete, and then we can put a comma like this. Then we can put it using an exclamation point, right? As like a not allowed to do this. And then we can do the USR again. We'll just type it out here. And then user delete. And then we don't want to be able to delete read. Okay, so that should be it. And then we can just write quit. And then, so for example, we'll try to delete Jasmine by going back, and then we'll sudo. And then now you'll see that Jasmine is gone. And it's not prompting me because when you run a sudo, it caches the password for about, I think it's about 5 minutes. It's the default. And this is something also that can be changed. But just in case you were wondering, right, we weren't getting prompted with the password. Okay. And then here, so we can see that the user Jasmine is gone, and we can clear this up, and then let us try to delete read. Okay, see, it's already not able to execute as root. Okay, you see? So that's good. And then, yeah, so if we wanted to configure no password, that should be fairly explanatory. We can go back to look at the root account. Let us do that. So we can, oops. So let us switch back to root. And then it's vi sudo again. And if we scroll down, we can see, yeah, we can see that this is the root, or this is the wheel group. But then you can see here how the password can be disabled, or that way you won't get prompt here with this setup here. You see here, no password, all. Okay. And then here are some more examples of kind of the limiting of the user accounts. And then here, so for example, let's say you want to allow members of user group to shut down the system. So in the local machine, right, you can put local host, and then you can put the path of the command and the exact command with the options. Okay. So there are good examples in here. So yeah, so when someone wants you to complete a task related to anything with the sudo account, this is what they're going to be referring to. Okay. And there, yeah, there's a lot more examples here, as you can see, delegating. So when you see these kind of things here like this, you can apply them down here. Okay. So the next thing that we want to do is I want to show you the man page. I want to show you the man page for sudo, or the vi sudo, which is man 5, and then sudoers, sorry, sudoers, like this. And then we can default here. And then there's an examples section, and it gives you all types of examples here. Okay. All types of examples. You see here, and it reads up. So right, we let root and any other user in the group wheel run any command on any host. So here, so this is what you would put in there, because and then don't worry about which section it is. I think the most important thing is that you have to understand that the computer is going to read it from just top to bottom. Okay. And that's that. And then so yeah, so let's also do what we can do as well, is we can vi sudo, and then we can take out, just so you can see the other way for getting root privileges, right? So we saw this limit on Jose, right? So let's go back to Jose, and then let's do let's switch back to Jose real quick, and then if we try to if we try to let's say for example cat got that Etsy sudoer. Right, we can't do it. We try to sudo, can't do it. We're limited, right? So let's switch back to root, and we can do 1, 2, 3. There we go. Vi sudo, right? And then we can just delete this, right? And then what we can do is user mod ag. And then we can do wheel, and then we can do Jose like this. Okay. And then what we can do is ID Jose, right? And then we can see he's in the wheel now. Okay. And then let's switch back to Jose. And then let us try to see that command. Let's see it. So here, boom. And then there we go. Okay. And again, remember the password is just cached there. Okay. And that's about it. I think that it's gonna be very valuable to go to that man page and look at those other examples for the sudoers, because they just have a lot of examples and situations. And then yeah, just doing a little bit of research on some other examples as well. But that's about it. If you have any questions, let me know. Write them in the comments. Thank you.